I want to break down the mystery behind long legs as simple as possible. What can you and I do to make our legs look longer and give ourselves a longer frame? Now, if you think that this is not something on your priority list, that's okay. I don't obsess about my legs either and don't necessarily feel the need to have long legs. However, I do always pay attention to make sure I don't shorten them by mistake. Now, this is relevant and relatable to all of us. I will show you outfit mistakes we make and see what a difference it is when you use colors and heels to your advantage. Let's look at where the legs are situated on our bodies. It might be obvious to you as well, but I never looked at it this way. So let me show you. The legs are limited on top by your hips and waist and on the bottom by your feet. So if you want to elongate this middle section of your body right between your feet and your waistline, you have to go either down or up. So this is the first step to understanding what we're trying to accomplish. Now let's take the first case when you're trying to elongate going up. So you want to visually unite the legs with the hips and waist. This means one fabric, one color to cover all three: legs, hips, and waist. Now here, what you're trying to do is create a vertical line that goes from your ankles to your waistline all the way above your belly button. Your waistline is slightly above your belly button. Now this effect can be created with high-waisted pants, and what's important here is to make sure that the pants that you're wearing are not working against you. Now how can they work against you, you ask? If they are too wide on your waist and on your thighs, like baggy pants, think perhaps cargo pants or the palazzo pants that stop at your ankle and they're very bulky. This draws the eye to a more horizontal view. You also want to pay attention to make sure that you don't use any patterns that are distracting from this elongating visual. Let's talk about the other route, going down, elongating the legs using the length of your feet. Just so we're on the same page here, as I am describing body parts, when I say legs, I mean the section from your thighs to your ankles, and feet from your ankles downward. You want to unite the two, legs and feet, and make it look like they are visually one piece. There's a couple of ways we can do this. The more obvious way is to wear pants that are covering both your legs and your feet at the same time. Uniting the ankles and feet helps visually not separate the two body parts so they don't work in your disadvantage. You don't want people to be able to see where your ankles end. Not only that, you need to cover the feet, but you want to use the feet length to your advantage to give you extra height. Think about it. When your foot is flat, you have about 6-7 inches laying horizontally on the floor, not doing anything for your leg's length. This is what gives you support in standing and walking. So when you wear heels, you're transferring inches from your horizontal view to a vertical view. So this means that you're now literally elevating yourself using heels. Now, we all know this. That's what wearing heels do, but I want you to understand this visually, because when trying to elongate your legs by wearing heels, everything you wear has to accomplish this goal, to transfer inches from horizontal view to vertical view. And the biggest mistake here is to think that just because you're wearing heels, it means that you are doing that transfer from horizontal to vertical and you look taller. No, and I will show you how heels can work against you. Let's talk heels. It could be any type of heels, well-defined heels such as stilettos, wedge heel. It doesn't matter because you are automatically lifted and your shoes are covered, right? So the pants would start at your regular waist height, let's say a mid-rise pair of pants, under your belly button and covering almost, if not the entire surface of your shoes. So this instantly added 2 to 4 inches depending on the height of your heels. Let's move on to when you want your shoes to be shown. When your pants end at your ankles or right above the ankles, I still think that having fitted pants is important to stay elegant, because if you have a lot of material that's stuck at the bottom of your ankles, slouching on top of your shoes, scrunched up, it looks like the pants are too big on you. And this extra material can also work against you, because then you don't have the nice vertical effect. You now have a slight horizontal view, a couple of inches left and right, which is distracting and takes away from that transfer to vertical view we talked about before. You need as much vertical view inches as you can get to achieve that nice elongating effect. In this case, the slouchy pants work against you for the same reason as the baggy pants I mentioned before, when the horizontal line was created at the hip area. So now that the pants are ending at your ankles, you want to make sure there's no gap between the shoes and the pants. I know this is not always accomplishable because we wear so many different pant styles and lengths. I like to wear the cigarette pants length, which end right at my ankles, and there's definitely at least 1 inch of gap, which means my skin is showing. Now, if there's a gap, then you want to fill that gap in with pantyhose or tights or socks that are the exact same color. This is one of my best tricks to recommend you. You are creating this uniform, one structure type of look. You can wear short booties to stop at your ankles or whatever color you want, as long as they match the pants and there's no gap in between. Or if there is a gap, then you will fill it with the exact same color. Not the easiest task, but no one is wearing red shoes to make their legs look longer. We sometimes compromise and prioritize looks and sparkle over length. So if you want to wear neutral jeans for a little bit of leg showing and then neutral booties or heels, this achieves that elongating look. Now, no one wears neutral jeans, I know, but according to this rule, when you wear the blue jeans and white sneakers look, you look short not because you're wearing flats, but because you're wearing the wrong color shoes and not filling the gap. See what I mean? So you can easily wear black jeans, black socks, and sneakers, and you just removed your ankle limitation, and now your ankle is not visible anymore. Nothing is cutting you off, and you look not short. Notice I didn't say tall, I said not short, because to look taller than you are, you need to add heels. But you have achieved the elongating effect wearing flats. Now let's address the version where your legs are showing, and now I'm talking about skirts and dresses. One of the best ways you can create the elongating legs effect is to show as much legs as possible, right? And how do we do that? Well, by visually wearing material that is as revealing as possible to the length of your legs. So this means mini skirts that are high-waisted, or for the rest of us, skirts that are within the short medium range, above the knee of course, and high-waisted. Best would be neutrals that are the same color as your skin, and then of course high-waisted. So if you're able to visually create that one structure look with the skirt, then you can still make it happen by starting again at the waistline and going all the way down with monochromatic nude color. I would emphasize again to maintain the same color. I mean, it can also be black because it's more common. So how do we achieve this monochromatic black color look on our legs? If you want to show off legs, then just wear pantyhose and perhaps nude heels, and then a skirt, which doesn't really matter what length it is, but I would still make it above the knee. If you want to wear a pencil skirt and high waist rise, you are still creating the elongating legs effect. So if you want to wear black, you can do the exact same thing. You can wear boots and black pantyhose and black skirt again. This look has more flexibility. It doesn't even matter the length of the skirt because it's all the way to the waistline, so it's much more forgiving. You can also wear black pumps. When I wear black heels, I always try to match with black pantyhose because otherwise, against the color of my skin, it stands out, and when there's a big contrast between my ankles and shoes, it will visually cut me off. Now remember, we are trying to hide the ankles so they are not defined and they're blend in with the color that's covering the feet. So one important element that I want to add that's very unique is that from the front, it's very obvious to see the vertical length, but we don't think about the back view of the shoes. We know that ankle booties are cutting off the length of the legs. And you know, as a side note, I think ankle booties are the most difficult pair of shoes to style in a flattering way because they stop at the ankles and draw attention to them, which is the opposite of everything you're trying to accomplish here. So if you see these booties cutting your legs off in the front and side and every direction, the same exact thing happens in the back of your legs, even with pumps or low-cut heels, which you think are elongating you up front. Don't worry, I didn't pay attention either until I was filming shorts and noticed when I was wearing nude pantyhose with black pumps, it cut me off and shortened my legs from the back view. It's cutting you off exactly the same way at your ankle. So the amount of leg surface that is visible is short. This distance is only that portion from your ankle to where the skirt or dress ends. So you might be adding vertical inches to the front, while in the back, it's the opposite. This is why I recommend wearing the exact same color as best as possible to match the color of the pantyhose with the shoes, even more so to the skirt or dress when possible. Now, most of our skirts are not neutral or black, and just by matching the heels to the pantyhose, you already achieve the long legs effect. We talked about adding inches at the top with high-waisted skirts and at the bottom by increasing the visual vertical line, even with flats. So for maximum effect, you want to use up all the inches available at the top of the legs and at the bottom. Now we bring in the heels because you are automatically adding inches from the front. You're using the entire surface of your feet, or most of it. So I'm talking 3 to 4 inches and wearing pants that cover the entire length to the floor and all the way up high-waisted. The most flattering ones would be to emphasize the waistline with tight material. It could be like tight pants with a belt and have a looser belt bottom coverage at your feet. So if you're adding a stripe to the side too, that's even better. Now, one thing that I want to talk about is photos. How to take photos that make your legs look longer. This might apply to you or not, but if you ever want to make yourself look good in an outfit, I want to show you the difference between the camera positioning. When we see someone in person, we can clearly identify 3D how the outfit is combined to create that elongating effect. But when you take pictures, the angle that's being used and the height of the phone when taking the pictures is very important, because you could be doing everything right with the outfit, and if it's taken from the wrong angle, it's going to shorten you badly. The majority of the pictures taken are at our elbow angle, and the phone is usually, well, in best case scenario, straight, but it's usually slightly tilted forward, which gives this effect of going down. The camera will magnify the closest object and minimize the further away objects, right? So if I hold the camera at chest height when taking a full body selfie in a mirror, your chest looks bigger and the legs shorter. So what we want to magnify is the object closest to the camera, which in our case are legs. Now don't exaggerate, don't put the camera at shoe level because that doesn't look natural, and then your shoes will look gigantic. You want the person taking the pictures to get down to their knee height, squat, and then take a picture upward. It doesn't need to be exaggerated again, but this alone helps a lot, and I've noticed this when I'm taking videos for my YouTube shorts. The height of the camera is very important. And if I'm trying to emphasize my face or shoulder area, then yes, it's fine for it to be the same level as me. But if I'm making a full body video or picture, it has to be about 2 feet above the ground and then looking upward. That's the best angle to make your legs look elongated. So if there's one thing that I want you to walk away with is this, well, maybe two. One is to make sure that your shoes are matching the color of your legs. And by legs, I mean pants or the pantyhose color if you're wearing a dress. And number two is try as best as you can to find shoes that are the same color and tone with your skin. That's very elongating and flattering, and I promise you those will be the best pair of shoes you can wear. I hope this was helpful and you learned something new today. Comment down below, when you get ready for the day, do you consider your legs length when dressing? Thank you so much for watching till the end. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.